work with the Historical Commission. She gave over 25 years to accomplish her task, one that will continue to show for many years to come. And she has given us that legacy, one of caring about others, and one of making sure others in this community will also have the same opportunities to see things that have occurred in the past and remembered for the future. Helen C. Brown, you need only to say the name, and it speaks for itself. This memorial plaque, which I'd like to present to Thomas, has only a few words on its inscription. Yet these words sum up very importantly those ideals that Helen stood for in preserving a history for many, many years to come. I would like to dedicate this plaque, and am truly honored to do so. It will be placed in the museum named in her honor. And as visitors sign the guest book and look up with their eyes, they will be able to see who this building was dedicated for. I'd like to read this plaque, Thomas, if you come over. This is for Helen C. Brown, a charter member of the Westland Historical Commission since 1960. Helen Brown strived to preserve and beautify the city of Westland. Through her efforts and programs, Helen will leave a legacy for all citizens. Her presence and memory, and for the many lives she touched, will live forever. Dedicated on this 29th day of October 1988, Mayor Charles T. Griffin and the Westland City Council. It is my indeed honor, Thomas, to present this.
Thank you, Mr. Artley. Yes, let the family hold it now, if you will, and then Mr. Artley is going to place it in there. We would now ask that the Westland Council President, Kenneth Email, please come forward with a joint resolution.
I am? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to try and make this quick because I told Tom Artley not to talk too long. This resolution was adopted by us a few weeks ago, and it reads, whereas Helen C. Brown has left her presence known throughout the community in her efforts to beautify the city of Westland, and whereas Helen created the city's adopted tree program with the Westland Historical Commission, and she provided seedlings to beautify neighborhoods, and whereas Helen was a charter member of the Historical Commission in the 1960s, worked long and hard with the museum to enhance and improve the quality of history so generations yet to come will know of its heritage and past. And whereas Helen became involved with the preservation of the Ganong Cemetery, the burial ground for some of the Western Wayne County's pioneer settlers, Civil War veterans, World War II veterans, and many residents, which has been neglected over the years. And whereas Helen was presented with a Keep Michigan Beautiful Award in Lansing in 1987 for her many efforts throughout the years, and was also elected to serve on the board of directors of KMB for her outstanding work. And whereas Helen was called by God on Saturday, July 2nd, 1988, to her rightful place in heaven, and her husband Tom and sons Paul and Kim, her daughters Judy, Joanna, Bonnie and Mary, as well as 14 grandchildren, will forever remember Helen as a unique and brave woman who cared deeply about others. And whereas Helen in her memory should be a lasting testimonial for the way she touched many lives to make the world a better place to live in. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the City of Westland proclaim that the Westland Historical Museum herein forever be known as the Westland Helen C. Brown Historical Museum.
Thank you, Mr. Mill. We would call upon the Mayor of the City of Westland, Charles T. Griffin, to please come forward. And we would ask that the Brown family, if you will, please, as soon as Mr. Mayor is done, walk out to the museum sign and do the actual unveiling, then come back here just for a closing remark. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. This is truly one of the most exciting days that